The property procrastinator, how does it happen? What is the true cost? And what are some solutions that it doesn't happen to you? Stay tuned.
Good morning.
Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Can I just tell you what that short-term pain looks like for the average Australian? Because it is shocking. It is so bad. On average, Australian home buyers spend about 9 months searching for a suitable property, reviewing approximately 300 listings, and attending numerous open homes. This process can involve up to 224 hours of searching. Like, come on.
That's an average?
That's an average.
And I can see it.
I can see it as well. Loads of people.
Because that includes couch surfing, looking at property, all that stuff.
Yeah. Analysis paralysis is what we call it. It's just
paralysis by analysis. It happens, doesn't it?
Wow. Your brain explodes. And then I think you need a holiday, a time off period to rest, and then you need to hit it again.
And even when you have a holiday period, time after rest, you still think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you've got to go back to the start. Pre-approvals change, this, that, and the other. So, yeah, this is a good topic this morning. Lisa sort of prompted us to bring this on air. What were you guys talking about on the weekend?
I had a client come in with their daughter, who was 22 years of age. We had a chunky deposit put together, worked hard, has always been a hard worker. Now I think a lawyer, and I was just saying, if you can plant that, the earlier that you plant that seed and water that plant, the more it grows. I saw it happen with my eldest daughter, where she bought when she was young, and you sort of look back down the track sort of 8 years later, and it's like, wow, if we didn't do that back then, it would have been much harder now. And just on that, sorry to talk so much, but just on that, this 22-year-old had been saving so well that was actually would have been the same as her mortgage repayments. So I was like, you know what, you realize life's not going to change that much if you end up renting this place out, which she was going to after the first 6 months or whatever, year or whatever. I said, it's going to feel sort of, and you stay at home, it's going to feel same.
It's funny, life keeps moving on the side, property or no property. It just gets budgeted in. We've got sort of 4 key reasons I think people just don't end up purchasing property to begin with and need to hold out and wait. There's a lot of psychological factors. It's in people's minds. Such a massive financial commitment that it just bombards them. And the average first home buyer is only getting older in Sydney. It's now up to sort of late 20s, early 30s. So it's a long sort of build up, a lot of preparation to put a deposit together. It was 4 years prior to 2020, and then it doubled after 2020 to 8 years. So that's a lot of saving, a lot of time.
Do you know what no one talks about with first home buyers? They used to let kids like my brother and sister who are in their mid-late 50s, mid-late 50s. A lot of them left at year 10. And there's 2 years. They're out of it. A lot of them didn't take on a HECS debt. There's $100,000. A lot of them, because they did university, they did make $50,000 a year for 4 years. There's $200,000. So a lot of these kids in today's day and age, on your statistics that you've done, are a lot more well educated, but they're negative 300k on the back of the numbers I just went through, and that takes time to get back on the horse. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess that fear of making a mistake's a big one. There's a fear of commitment, which we'll get to in a bit more, but just also people just waiting for the perfect property.
Yeah. So, what were the four things?
Number one, psychological factors. Number
Yeah.
two, financial concerns. Number three, market conditions. And number four, lifestyle and personal circumstances.
Yeah. And look, I think all of those things do get overcome. You end up wrestling those things to the ground and buying the property. But it's how long how long it takes to do that. You know what I mean? Because the longer that it actually takes, the harder it actually gets. And everyone gets there at the end. But it's like if you just psychologically whip it into shape early, there's huge benefits. I also think we're a very proud bunch, and I think asking for help from the bank of mum and dad, or from family and friends for advice, from brokers or solicitors for advice. I always find the annoying kid that's full of questions, that's 16 and 17, ends up getting what they want purely because they're just always asking for help, and people do and will help. Whereas often, if the challenge is going on in your brain, no one can help you because it's going on in your brain. So you were one of those annoying kids, Billy.
Still am. But that's true. It's hard to sort of say no to the help when you've got the answer and you're passionate about something. You want to help, and
Yeah,
it doesn't always mean financial help. Just because it's the bank of mum and dad, it might just be
exactly.
using
Yeah.
their home as a
Yeah.
guarantor against the loan, just to begin with. So it's the first
Moral
20.
moral support alone, to have such key figures around you, backing you, doesn't have to be with money, but it can be with, go Billy, or, go kid, or whoever, when you got those people backing you because you're asking them for help, they will back you. It doesn't mean money. You're right.
Yeah. So that's that's the prep work, and that really sets you ahead, I think. And don't feel like a burden. Brokers and solicitors, they want to talk to new people as new potential clients. They want to give you the numbers to help you, and that's what you need.
You know what also happens when you ask people around you, they kick you up the arse every time they see you.
Yeah, true.
So
But
what? So what happens is they're like, "How's that property purchasing going?" You go, "Yeah, no, I still haven't done it yet." They will hold you accountable for years after you first mentioning it to them for help. And believe it or not, that kicks you along.
so that's probably my biggest recommendation. If you're in this property waiting mode, first of all, make sure you've got a really good team around you. And it could be someone like a broker, someone like a solicitor, and then maybe just someone who can give you the moral support. Could be mum and dad, could be someone else.
Yep.
That's my probably biggest piece of advice.
Actually, you've got a book. You've written a book on this.
Yeah, we're going to actually edit it a little over the next 3 or 4 weeks, just because it's some legislation change. But I'll send you the copy out. It's got all the
Yeah. So
numbers,
if
process.
you do FHB, first home buyer, no, yeah, try that one. That book can still help. There's lots of information there. SMS 0460 111 with the letters FHB. I'll do the phone number again. Phone number 0460 111 and SMS the letters FHB. We'll send you a copy of the book. That book has got so many good things in there. It's a cracker.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
And cool. Just give us a call. Anyone in the office would love to help. Flavio thinks one big failure in education is financial education, building assets rather than spending money on liabilities. But yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people don't come out of school with that. Need to start
No,
working.
I would gobble that up if school did a short course on that in high school. I would gobble it up. I know at that age of 15, 16, 17, I would have consumed that course happily.
Yeah. Any other piece of advice?
I think the earlier the better, and I think ask friends and family. Like, just ring us up. Like, first start, ring us up, have a chat. There's plenty of educational stuff that we're running on our socials. Yeah, I think get in early. Ask people around you that you love for help, including us, and then follow and then watch some of the content that's out there. That agents are putting out, and that'll educate you a lot. A lot.
Yeah, you've got to get informed, because if you're missing some of these incentives too late, or you just don't know about them, it's going to make life a lot harder. There's some superannuation help there, there's deposit help, and there's no stamp duty help.
Oh, you will not believe the amount of incentives that are out there that buyers don't know about, guys. So yeah, get educated on that.
Free to do it.
Billy, I'll get you to end off for me because my buttons are missing on my screen.
No problem.
But guys, have a beautiful Monday. Thanks, Billy Bob.
Yeah, if you need a hand.
Yeah, old man and a young man.
Have a good day, guys. Take care.
The old